Well, it looks like we have another lift off. It is 10 o'clock Pacific, bright and early. We're in San Francisco, so it's been really hot. 90 degrees is a heat wave, what we call a heat wave here, but there's no air conditioning, so it is pretty serious. So, hello, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about using some AI tools to help you with your workflows. And, the promise is to cut your efforts by about 50% and boost your productivity about 50%. There's a belief it's a swing of 200%. I don't know. My Asian math doesn't always work, but more or less, work less and get more done. That's the whole point of the presentation today. My name is Kenneth Lo. I work with ZenBiz. I'm one of the co-founders here, and we are AI consultancy. So we do a lot of AI applications, but a lot of it is automations. And I think the fundamental of all things AI is data. You got to have the data. If you don't have the good, cleaned data, pretty much whatever you automate, whatever you scale is not going to be very good. So I think the fundamentals of having good data, what is coming from CRM, your ERP, all that needs to be looked at, automated, and anything that you can do by hands can be a good candidate for automation. And then, you can add some machine learning or even generative AI on top of that, and voila, you become a pretty decent AI deck. All right. Again, I'm scanning the room, making sure that I'm monitoring everything. Very good. Sweet. Well, let's get rolling. I got a very quick, uh, it's not a PowerPoint, it's a Gamma deck. And then part of the demo, I'm going to show you how to take some information and turn it into a slide deck pretty easily using one of these tools. It is called Gamma. So let's go ahead and get rolling. So there are a couple of secrets that I would like to be sharing. And that meetings suck up time. Well, I don't think it's no myth, but there are components of meetings that you can actually make it much easier. For example, the scheduling. I love it when you have thousands of round trips, including emails, voice calls, text, just so that you can log in a meeting. I think that is really 1998, maybe 1999. That is just so inconvenient. Please have yourself a scheduling link. You can get it done using Calendly. You can use HubSpot. I think Google even has something like that. Notion, with big Notion shop, it's got all of that. You can share your availability, and so that people can scan and then book, and then the rest of the reminders and all of that is already set up. So it doesn't have to eat up your time. I'm going to do a quick demo here. Okay, so if you guys want to set up a discovery call or consultation call, it's taking you to, just making sure that this is showing. Yes, it's showing. So it's a landing page. The landing page is hooked up to a HubSpot calendar. And, obviously you can't book me right now because we're spending quality time here on LinkedIn Live. So you can book me. But for tomorrow, you have some time. I do take my lunch seriously. So you can book it there, but you can just take it and then fill out some information. And then you can just get rid of basically all of the scheduling back and forth. So I highly recommend you guys start doing that. But that's pretty 2020, right? Everybody can do meeting automation. But do you know of this AI summary? I'm sure that some of you guys have been attendees showing up, and this AI meeting note takers are the most punctual, way more punctual than humans. Sometimes they dial in, and then you can say fireflies or whatever will be logging in, will be attending the meeting. So those are very good. But if you're using Zoom, which is what this meeting isn't being done in Zoom, but you can do Zoom or Google Meet or Teams and WebEx, whatever you choose. So Zoom has this built-in AI summary. It's really cool. So during the meeting, if you're not paying attention or your attention span just lapse a little bit, you can actually ask, oh, what have I missed? what's my name called, and stuff like that. But at the end of each meeting, you can actually have these meeting notes either distributed just to the meeting organizer, or you can actually, everybody that is the named attendee can also get a copy of the AI summary. So things like that is just pretty much a given right now. It's not even a paid feature. If you're paying for Zoom, it's part of the pro plan or whatever the second level. But I would like to show you something else that you can use more and get more mileage of your meeting notes. So let's go through this framework really quickly. So taking notes automatically, we talk about that, it's pretty much taking it for granted. You can do follow-ups, okay? Because you can have it routed into your CRM. If you're using HubSpot or Salesforce or whatever CRM you're using, you can automatically ingest all those things, and then there is a section where it's going to be say, hey, what are the next steps? Okay, cool. And then boosting productivity. Once you get the meeting management, which is the ingestion, the follow-up, so that people don't have to the no show and things like that, then you can actually have a lot more time. But we're gonna go beyond that. Okay, so if you're running the pro version of the Zoom, which I believe is $15 a month or something like that per head, there is somewhere in the menu bar where it's a AI summary, and you make sure that you turn that on. And this is where you can ask it question in the chat on the right hand side. Say, hey, what's my name called? What's been discussed so far? What are the key takeaways? So that is during the meeting. Okay, but then the meeting notes that I was talking about, and I'm going to show it to you. This is a screenshot of a meeting notes that just happened, and this happened maybe like a couple days ago. And it's pretty. This is the email. It's just a screenshot of it, and it's also saved in the cloud. You can actually see all of the records. So I think I changed some names to protect some confidentiality. So you can actually see it was a sales meetings, and it was talking about website and productivity suites, whether it's better to go with 365 or Google Workspace, what kind of CRM is going to be attached at the end. So that discussion took place, and then it was all captured in the email. Okay, so I'm going to show you the transcript of it. I copy the information and just dump it into a Google Docs. Why? Well, you're going to have to watch for the second and the third secret. Okay, so you can see it's the same information as you can find from the cloud, which you should have a copy of in the email. You can have that automatically send it to your attendees. You can automatically route that to your CRM for the ingestion, all of that stuff. So you got the idea. Okay, so it looks like there's a question. Shalina, hey Shalina, how are you? Are those who use Zoom meeting summary pretty happy with summarizations? Well, it's so built in, okay? And I think it's about 75, 80% accurate. And the cool thing is, like, if I got my names, like, I name myself Kenneth, and then if you attend a meeting saying shalinasets.com or something like that, all of that labeling is pretty clear. So whatever you say something, whatever I say something, all of that is transcribed pretty clearly. And so I am pretty happy with it. And because it's so built in, I don't have to do extra integration. So I would say I give it a solid B rating. And I don't give, there's no great inflation in my book. So I think a B is pretty good. Now, can you do better with extra or third-party integration? I believe they are, the Fireflies, for example, is one of the popular ones. I think you may get a 5 or 10% extra points out of it. But then you do have to do the integration. So for me, it works pretty well. I've been talking to some people. I think it works largely quite well. Thank you for that question. And then I'm just scanning the text, the comment right now. Ramona say good morning. Good morning, Ramona. I think you're still in West Coast. Last time we were in Patrol Hill having coffee at the Starbucks. So man, it's been a while. We're doing the SharePoint thing. So thank you again for saying good morning. Awesome. All right. So let's go back to this thing here. Cool. So we looked at the sales meeting notes. Let's go ahead and take it one step further. What are we doing with this meeting notes? Where is the gold in this meeting notes? Okay, so false belief. Creating content takes up a huge part of my day. Well, duh, everybody does that. I mean, like, if you are running a small business all by yourself, you have a team, you have a huge team of one, right? And you get it. Not only are you sweeping the floor, making coffee, and making breakfast, and doing deliverables and marketing and all of that, but you have to do content creation, dude, that's just too much. Well, how can we make it a little easier? I would like you to think you could use AI to boost your content creation process. I'm going to show you this. This deck itself was built in a platform called Gamma. Gamma is a pitch deck generation platform. So you could use Google Slides, you can do PowerPoint, you can do pitch, you can do all those different platforms. But Grant Lee, the CEO of Gamma, it has been my friend. I've been a fan using that. They give me when I was going through chemo, they sent me a huge what is that? What's a delivery thing? Not Grab, Uber Eats. No, it's the other one, DoorDash. I've been using DoorDash, so I'm still, eating some of the stuff that. So appreciate Gamma for the support. So instead of creating the deck the old-fashioned way, 30 minutes at least, you can probably do it in 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is like, including making coffee and doing all that. So going to be going through a demo. So just hang on to your seat or whatever, your fabric or whatever you're wearing. Okay, so professional quality presentations. As a matter of fact, the past couple months, Gamma got a good infusion of funding, and they've been rolling out really good features. So not only is Gamma making PowerPoint or slide decks, you can also make documents, and better yet, websites. So if you want a quick website to launch a product or even just to test your idea. I know, like, for example, Shalina and I had a couple coaching calls, and we talk about launching something from 0 to 1 really quickly, cost effectively, so we can test out the ideas. That could be one of the ways you can be using to launch a website to test the buying temperature before you go, invest a lot more money. So those are the different collaterals you can be using Gamma to create. So this is a quick, what is this? This is a GIF, MP4 is a thing in case, the internet doesn't connect. But let's roll the dice and see if we can make a deck. Okay, we're going to be making a deck using the AI summary. So we'll click on it. Okay, that's why I really enjoy using Gamma. Gamma, is I'm staying within this browser, and it's all web based. There's no extra thing to connect, and you can have embedding, you can have buttons. So now I'm taking you to this platform. You guys can use the link. I believe you get some extra credit using the link within the deck. So there are a couple ways here. Obviously, I've been using that. I'm also launching a Maven course in about 4 hours, and I'm gonna have a bonus for everybody who stays to the end. So what we're doing is creating a deck using the AI summary. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to do it depending what starting point you have. You can use a prompt, which is like similar to OpenAI, Claude, or Gemini. You can say, hey, make me a deck, whatever, right? You could do all that stuff. And like I was talking about, you can make a pitch deck, web page, document. But today, we're only focusing on presentation. So you can use those prompts, and as long as you have decent prompting skills and you will have a pretty decent output. But we're going to do better. We're going to make it more finite. And plus, we already have the input. So we're going to be importing a file or URL, okay? And there are a couple options too. You can upload a file, which is I already made a file from the AI summary, which is I just made a file of this the Zoom AI summary. So you could also, if you have it in a Google Drive, you can import that. If you want to suck in a extra an external website or URL, you could also do that. Okay, Notion. So for today's presentation, I already make a Microsoft Word file or DOC file of that meeting notes. Copy that, and it's going to be ingested. It's going to take a bit of time. Very good. It got ingested. And again, we're doing presentation. Let's continue here. Awesome. Awesome. So what just happened? The meeting notes that we got, and it took you no extra time to create. You're just talking away anyway. It got recorded. It got sucked in. Okay. So now let's go through this really quickly. We're not going to go through. It's not a tutorial per se. So you can make it. You can just condense this text, or you can actually use AI to generate it because we already have it defined. We don't want to go through any more creation. It should be just based on the transcript, and you can make it the verbose, how verbose you want it to be. Brief, medium, detailed. Let's make it brief. And AI images, you can have copyright images. You can have your images. You can do all sort of different things. But again, we just want to kind of get the deck out as quickly as possible, and it's telling you how much or how many credits you're going to be using. Now, I was a a power ambassador. I was a Gamma ambassador. That's why I said I got a hat, I got a sweater, and all that. So I was referring to a lot of people. So I got a bunch of credits for doing that. So I am going to make 8 cards, meaning 8 pages, and it's going to cost me 40 credits, and I think I have a little bit to share, so it's okay. Let's go ahead and create that. And you have some control over the look and feel. Let's actually just shovel because we feel lucky, and let's go ahead and generate. And again, this is where you go make your coffee, your tea, and maybe too early for cheesecake. It's 10-20. So but if you want, you can watch it while this is being made. And all of this stuff is coming, again, the transcript from the AI summary. Voila. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go to the top, and we can see what's actually better yet. We'll go to the present mode. Let's say that after coffee, you have to walk into a big board meeting to create your great idea after you met with the prospect. So again, you saw me doing it real time. I didn't really modify it and edit it. I don't recommend it. I think you should always scrutinize and edit and proofread. Okay, but we will see the output. Okay, so headless WordPress backend. That's exactly what we're talking about, because funny enough, it was 2 weeks ago, 4 of our prospects, not clients, because we protect our clients, 4 of the prospects came in and said, well, our WordPress site got hacked. WordPress runs about, I don't know, a quarter to a third of the internet website, and it's very open source, it's very capable, it's got a lot of plugins, it's a huge ecosystem. But if you're not maintaining it right, the chance of getting compromised or breached is pretty high. So we were talking about using a technique called headless WordPress. So enhanced security, performance, blah, blah, blah. But those are the key points. Very good. And it's giving me a different visual, which is a timeline kind of thing. I think it's good to kind of mix and match. Zip through this really quickly. Primary domain, secondary domain, seamless. That's good. We were talking about comparing which productivity suite to be using. And it's changing the layout. You got this, it's called the accent. You got the visual on the right hand side. And now this is where AI doesn't work all the time. You can see this is gibberish. And if you guys are using Dolly, Midjourney, try to have a picture, usually you have like way too many fingers. And if you want to have text, that's where the weakness is. So if you're making images, just be careful about that. So this was an AI image. And so 12 year through name, well, this is probably like not recording my accent quite correctly, is name cheap, CHEAP, not CHIP. So that is where the editing comes in hugely. Okay, very good. Even giving me a table with a stock photo. I mean, she seems pretty happy, so it's good thing to go. Microsoft Teams, good luck if you're using it. Plenty of love to Microsoft. Used to be a Microsoft partner. Very good. Well, I think we get the idea. So I'm not gonna. Oh, actually, that's the end. So what just happened again? We're gonna go back to the original presentation. So we had a Zoom call just like normal. It was recorded. We turned that transcript. We put it into a Google Docs. We feed that into Gamma, and then we turn that into presentation. That's what we've done so far, and it's been 22 minutes. Looks like we may have to hustle. Okay, so scanning the room. Any comments? Anything so far? No? Tomatoes, applause, thumbs up, middle fingers, anything? Nothing. Okay, I think we're good to go. Cool. Let me get caffeined up so I don't fall asleep mid-sentence. Cool. Third secret, blogging. Okay, why are we still talking about blogging? I mean, the year is 2024, it's almost 2025. While SEO, search engine, everything is kind of turning upside down because of OpenAI and all of that. I think search engine optimization still has its place, and there will be some chat bots maybe taking over some content, and but I think like the SEO, the search engine optimization, still has its place. Especially we're talking about organic content marketing. We're not talking about paid ads. You get the love right away, very spiky, but as soon as you stop paying, as long as your credit cards run dry, there's no more love from Google or Meta or LinkedIn or whatever. It's very binary. When the campaigns are running, you get the spike. So how are you going to get the mid-tail or the long-tail traffic? Well, I think using blogging and content marketing and copywriting is still a very solid way. Okay, so what are we going to do with this Zoomed meeting notes? Well, I'm going to show you how to turn it into a blog post. Okay, so my buddy Stefan build this Type.ai, and it is a writing specific tool. So instead of you copy and pasting from ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini all over the place, and you get kind of like context switching, and it's just like not very focused, he built a tool in specifically just for writing, and I love it because I've known Stefan for a decade. We were neighbors. He had I'm sharing too much. He had a shoulder injury, and I was going through a second divorce. So we were both broken, and then we'll walk into a Whole Foods, and I have to hold his grocery, and then the cashier is like, "Oh, you guys look so cute. Where do you live?" And then I say, "Yeah, we live a couple blocks away." Kind of like, do we live together? I mean, it was a myth. So actually, anyway, um, Type AI is a great UI, very simplified, very focused, and all the features I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so when you go into Type.ai, you find this video. I'm not going to play it. You can see it yourself, but I'm actually going to show you a demo because, duh, show me, don't tell me. So I already copy this information, which is the AI summary from Zoom. I copied it here. Okay, not kidding you. So So just a little something about this Type AI. So I call it a digital pen pal. So you can come in here and say, hey, I select the context, and this is type chat here. You can say, hey, Rose my opening paragraph or something like that, right? You could do that. So you can go back and forth. So you have like a editor in chief in your back pocket. Okay. But we're not going to go do that. I'm going to just give you a quick illustration here. So I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. I'm going to copy the entire transcript. Okay. And I already have this prompt saved in Type AI. Is called transformation, or it's called what is it called? New prompt or something. Okay, so I already have a prompt called zoomed to blog post. So zoom transcript summary, and I'm going to show it to you. Oops, hang on. Ooh, sorry. So come in here. I'm going to show you what the prompt looks like. So I typed this prompt, turned this Zoom AI meeting summary into a search engine optimized SEO blog post, craft a captivating title to maximize long tail search engine traffic. Short tail is, for example, AI. That is extremely short. If you're able to compete with OpenAI, who just got, I don't know, 6.6 billion yesterday, with valuation 157 billion, if you're able to compete with OpenAI, then you can go compete for those keywords. But I probably want to compete for the long tail search, such as how AI boosts productivity by 50% or something like that. That is more of a long tail thing. I'm not an SEO person, so but the long tail is where a combination of keywords that's not going to be as competitive. So you have a reasonable chance to stand out. When people are searching for that in Google, you will come up. So those are the long tail search engine. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to this optimize for online viewing. Well, one of my pet peeves is, I call it attack by big block of text. When there's no paragraph breaks, it writes like it's like an essay. It's just like very daunting. So it's good to have negative space, 1-2 sentence. Really good for online viewing, meaning scanning, skimming. And then balanced use of paragraphs, bullets, and numbering. Why? Because we all have come across listicles, and I think certain websites have made it very popular 10 years ago. It's all listicles. So it's not great for reading. So I want to make a balanced use. And then this is really important. Max characters 3000. Why did I use words? Because words, there's there are long words, there are also short words. So max characters is more precise. Okay, so that was my custom prompt. Instead of me typing all this stuff here all the time, I already got it saved. So what I want to do is to come back here, select the whole thing, and I want to run this transcript process. So, and while this is happening, it is feeding this information to either OpenAI or Anthropic Claude. It's up to you. So preferred model. Um, I think right now, writing and creative tasks, Claude still has an edge. GPT is better with task-oriented programming and data analysis. So I've been using Claude for just copywriting and stuff like that. But whenever I go back to more of a writing a course schedule, sometimes I go back to GPT. So I'm using Claude, and what this is happening is it is kind of like a editing tool, right? When you turn on versioning in word processing, you can actually say, okay, I like this, I don't like this, I can accept. So it's very democratic. It's not like this is what it is. You have to take it or leave it. Okay, and that's the case with all the Gen AI model. All the chat is like take it or leave it. So for time's sake, I'm gonna be very acceptable this morning because I got pretty good coffee. Great. Awesome. So this is a pretty balanced, well, it's still a little bit of a listicle question. What sets type AI apart from other writing tools? Oop, the question went away. In terms of content quality. Haha. Well, they're all pretty much hitting the same well. Well, they're going to OpenAI, whatever model, whether it's going to be 4.0 or 0.1 or whatever that is, the latest one, or you can use Anthropic, the different model. So it's up to you how to pick. And let me just show you here really quick. So uh, power mode, okay? When you turn on the power mode, is switch to the more advanced model, it takes longer. So if you're doing something that requires a little bit more thinking and reasoning, I will turn on the power mode, and it's going to give you better output. And then, like I show you already, you can pick model. If you prefer GPT because you're writing more of a scientific journal, I'll go GPT. If I'm doing writing like a love poem or copywriting that's heartfelt, I would probably go for Claude. So I think the quality is about the same, but it's the user experience. Why? Let me show you. Okay. So, for example, here, okay, and you got an open paragraph and then you hit me with a bullet already. So I can actually change it. I say improve, shorten, simplify, lengthen, fix grammar, refine structure. So for us, let's just go ahead and lengthen the first, let's call it second paragraph. Okay. So you get the fine tuning ability, which you don't have with other Gen AI tools. That's why I think it's a really good digital pen pal or editor in chief, depending, how you want to feel about it. So just within a couple clicks, we expanded the second paragraph. We make it less of a listicle, and uh, you know, so it's just more user friendly that way. But if it becomes too long, guess what? We just go ahead. Or maybe the language sounds like Greek because I don't know SEO, right? For example, if I say, 2FA, headless, I don't like any of this language. Let's make it simple. So let's go ahead and simplify the language. That's good. So now this is pretty cool. Ooh, we got some verbiage. We got some numbering. So it's hitting that balance. So you can go through this as many times as you want. And because I'm only working at that paragraph, I'm not copy and pasting. You can see I just feel so much more zen. I'm not like struggling with 5 different windows, and then the cat is meowing, the dog is barking, the wife is asking you to do honey-do list, right? I'm staying in one place, doing my blogging. Pretty zen. Awesome. Did that answer your question, Ashley? Hopefully it does. Great. So let's time check 10:34. So I think we're moving pretty well. So I'm going to take a look to see where we are in terms of the slide deck. Cool. All right. So we got this thing. We go back and forth. Make sure you scrutinize it. Make sure you proofread it. But man, this is boring. My attention span is like a five-year-old or fifth grader. So let's go ahead and add a picture because it is more enticing. So I apologize. I didn't prepare a picture, so I'm going to roll the dice and hopefully nothing too embarrassing. So let's do, what is it? What is it? This is embarrassing. I should have gotten some pictures ready. Let's pick this. I have no idea what that is. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So this is the Maven course that's going to be launched in 4 p.m. So in about 5-6 hours. Okay, so this is specifically helping people launch a business, and tough economy. I mean, hopefully we dropped interest rate by 50%, 50 basis points. So it's a little bit loosening right now. So it is, but it's still tough. Anyway, so we got this picture. So what are we going to do with it? Do we share that? Do we email that? What are we going to do? How do we publish this? Well, how about we just press 2 clicks? Okay. So today is the 3rd. It's okay. And I'm going to be doing headless WordPress website. Okay, just like that. Cool. And I'm going to hit publish. Oh, what just happened? Well, we just became published. Man, do you believe me? Let's check. Anybody who types in this URL will see this blog post live. I kid you not. I did not pre-make it. I'm not Rachel Raid. I'm not Emerald. I didn't say bam or voila, whatever. You know, you saw me publish this thing from a AI Zoom summary. Did some type AI, did some transformation. The prompt was saved so that I can reuse it. And what I didn't do is to give it the proper love in the TLC, but I did add image. Okay, so the whole thing becomes live. Awesome. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. I'm sorry, the Gamma. So what we just do again, you know, we turn a meeting note, we make a slide deck, we turn that into a blog post. And I think what is left is probably you want to give it some social media love and things like that. And that's beyond the scope of this short and powerful attained field, LinkedIn Live. But I'm not leaving you guys hanging, man. So I've been talking about this course, and this is a Maven course. Maven is known for cohorts. I think it came up during the pandemic when people were, you know, pretty isolated, and you know, it's not fun to be watching courses, video, YouTube, and just learn it asynchronously by watching videos. It's not very engaging, right? I couldn't do it. So what it is a live cohort. It's a small, well, actually growing group of cohorts, and you learned about all these AI tools. And I think that there's no shortage of information. If you go on YouTube, you can binge watch it for, I don't know, a couple of decades, and you will never run out of content. But who has time for that? So Victor Cuevas and I have been looking at this stuff. We're sharing all the lessons learned. We're going to give you one framework so you can say, well, from coming up with the value proposition to coming up with a pitch to coming up with a product catalog to coming up with payment processing to launching the website. We're going to walk you through exactly that. Hold your hands. And there is a community. You can ask any questions. We have office hours. We have all of that. And because you guys have been so loving, you've been staying around. So this is a huge deal. It's a half off. And it's going to launch today in a couple hours. So go ahead, use that link. You will be able to see that. And there is a capstone project. The capstone project, again, is you're going to be working either individually or as a team. And you'll be launching a website. No, actually, I don't want to call it a website. A website sounds static. This is going to be a business, a e-commerce business, whether you're going to be selling products such as a mug, or you can be selling a hat, glasses, whatever, or you're selling services, coaching, you may be selling consultancy, agency work. You'll be able to define and refine your value proposition, your marketing, your pitches, hook it up to Stripe, Venmo, PayPal, have a landing page so you can build up the mailing list, send out newsletters, do blog posts, and give it the proper love with social media. You shared it on LinkedIn, share that on YouTube, share that on X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever that may be. And at the end of it, you can just go launch it by sharing a URL. So can you do all that on YouTube? I guarantee you could. Is it going to take you hours and hours? Yes. Are you going to have a lot of fun trial and erroring? Yes. So if you want a more of a guided approach with cohort and support, come to us. Oh, so if you guys want the deck, the audio recording, the video recording, and all of the good stuff, you can see is the ZenBiz.ai/AI-boost. Cool. Well, thank you so much for swinging by, and have a great, today is Thursday already. Wow. Have a great Thursday. And I'd love to see some of you inside of Maven in a couple hours. Have a good one. Bye, guys.